and welcome everybody to another Thursday night meeting of Aquaholics Anonymous. First, I want to say huge congratulations to John and Lisa at KG Tropicals for 300 subscribers. Oh wait, that's 300,000 subscribers. Congrats to them. Very well earned and very much deserved. Appreciate everything they do for the community and glad to see them doing well. So congrats to you all. I know they are still running. We'll have some more people jump over.
Hey, James. I can't hear you, but I can see that you have the mute button on.
It keeps flashing on and off. It keeps disconnecting my mic and my camera from the internet for whatever reason. I don't know why. YouTube's also running extremely slow for me currently. I see John and Lisa have ended. Perfect time for everything to crash. But for those of you that came over, a huge thank you to you all. As mentioned, technical difficulties. If they continue, I will restart and we'll let Ed carry on while I restart my whole system and my modem and all that. But hopefully not. Again, huge congratulations to KG Tropicals on 300,000 subscribers. Very big for them. I do want to let you all know before we get any further in that I will be a guest on Furloughs Aquatics, and we'll get a link in the chat for Eric at Furloughs Aquatics tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. So if you want to go hang out there, it's going to be a fun time. I highly recommend it. Go check out Furloughs Aquatics. He's a really cool dude. We are going to have Bob Steenfott on tonight of Steenfott Aquatics. And I want to grab this real quick before the chat goes any further. We've got a new member. Welcome to the Fish Room Fever family. Thank you, Justin Richardson. Appreciate you becoming a member. I hope you enjoy the behind-the-scenes content and all of the members-only emojis. And then I see we've got a new member just popped up. Oh, Chad Krotz, renewing membership. Welcome back, Chad. I think you're getting really close to that 1-year mark as the channel comes to the 1-year mark of having membership. So thank you for renewing that, Chad. Very much appreciated, my friend. Both of you all, thank you for being part of the Fish Room Fever family. We will, of course, be taking your questions tonight. Those of you all that have watched the show before know that we've been working on having a guest on. They've been having some health issues, and so we've pushed that back. Hopefully next week they will be available. So we're kind of winging it tonight. We're going to have Steenfott on. We're going to answer fishy questions and just talk about awesome tank-related things. Fishing Tactics. Good to see you. Says good evening. Appreciate you being here. Get down to the bottom. All right, Pose Disabled Fish Keeper. I guess I should say, if you want to get your question highlighted so that it sticks out for me, put at Fish Room Fever, the at symbol, and then Fish Room Fever. That highlights on my screen, and that'll help it stick out. But Pose Disabled Keeper Fish says, my Java moss has hair algae. What is the best way to get rid of it? And it figures I can grow plants now. Thank you, getting almost all tanks to lots of plants and sponge filters only. Very, very cool. Not the hair algae part, but that you're getting all of your tanks switched over to plants and sponge filters. That's kind of my preferred method. And I see someone mentioned, hashtag how about 300K? Absolutely. I have not really found a good method for getting hair algae out of Java moss. Hair algae is one of those things that once it gets in there, it kind of likes to take over. About the best way to do it, and it depends on how much Java moss you have, is to kind of you manually remove the hair algae, and then you have to remove some of the Java moss with it. You can pull it out and try the H2O2, the hydrogen peroxide method. That works some, but that does a really good job on black-haired algae. I haven't had great results on hair algae. But the big things, of course, anytime we have hair algae, going to be look at your lighting. How much lighting have you got? How long is it on for? And the strength. And then nutrients in the tank. So if you're getting some of those unwanted algae, you probably have either excess light, excess nutrients, or some other possible things that are a little less likely. But those are the two things I would start with. So when you cut your lighting back in,
Whoops, I think we lost him again. He was talking about hair algae, algae, and I'm sure he was talking about, he was going to say cut back the light a little bit. You hear people also talk about you shouldn't get fish or animals to take care of it. I know one fish that does an incredible job, but it's a huge fin nipper, so you got to be careful what's in your tank with it. Is the Florida flagfish or American flagfish. They are crazy at eating it. Model shrimp are great at eating it also. And so are the, I better not go there. I was going to say not the flying fox, but the Chinese. I'm not going to go there. I bought them from Dan's Fish once, and they worked great. I'm very nervous because Nico is like sitting right next to the keyboard and the light, but he wants to fight me for the position. I don't want to fight the cat live. So we got a lot of great people. I'm sure that we'll have James here back in a minute. He's just been having technical difficulties. Hopefully you guys can even hear me. I don't know. It says I'm still live, so I'll just keep going with it. Want to do a shout out to all of our people in Texas and anywhere else. I guess Louisiana and Mississippi. Oh, come on, Nico, back. He's trying to lean on it. Come on now. Oh, he moved. Okay. Big shout out to those guys with all the freezing weather. Priscilla sent me a photo of a poor guy yesterday that had his fish tank completely froze over. That really stinks. It's crazy. Hopefully there will be a little bit of good. Maybe you guys will get some relief from a little less fleas and fire ants and all the things that don't live up north as much. Maybe some of that stuff will get wiped out. And I'm gonna wait for the poppers. Oh my gosh, even my fish store guy is here. Also, boy, I'm not for sure what all I'm gonna say. We've got James hasn't sent me the people's emails that won stuff last week, but we're gonna do that after the stream. So we'll be shipping that stuff to you. If you won one of my T-shirts, either through he's trying to get up Catfish Christmas, or want to order one or something like that through me, please email me your size that you want and your color, and we'll be getting that to you. Someone won one last week. I think James got that information, and then I still need the Catfish Christmas ones, but maybe Lefty's already got that for me. Lefty sent. I was about to dox him and show him his address, but Lefty 3213A sent me a letter this week with his most valuable Pokemon card, which was super nice, and a couple of his stickers, which is super cool. And I'll be making one of those into a magnet later when I'm not the only guy on the screen. But that's super cool, Lefty. Lefty and I do a show at 4 o'clock on Fridays afternoons Central. So check him out. And I'm wearing my KG shirt to celebrate their 300K. That's amazing. And can we have your Facebook ad? Yes, my Facebook is Chattanooga Ed. I think I'm the only Chattanooga Ed on Facebook. Boy, poor James. He's probably doing this on purpose to me. Well, I'm going to show you a project that I'm going to be doing. Last week, I gave out one of these. It was from my local fish store, Rob from Aquatic Aesthetics, and he's in there right now. We'll give him the Chattanooga Fish Store. He gave me this rock, and of course Nico wants to eat it. Come on, Nico. But it grows. No, don't eat it. It actually grows a plant on the rock. So let's pull this out. And it's not a true rock. It's artificial. But these guys all will pop and grow. And so this one I'm keeping because I broke the lid. I've got another one of those I'm going to be mailing out. But then we've got a couple of the other shapes and sizes. And I thought I'd do a little video and see what's the best way to do it. So I'm going to do one like in normal water and one with CO2 and different lights. So I've got this one that looks like a tree stump. Oh, Nico, he's still trying to eat my box. I've got, they come with a gray rock and another stump. So I'm going to try each one of these in a different tank. And James is back. Can you talk, James?
Yes, I hope so. I reset the computer. I reset the modem. I changed the ports for the Ethernet cord. I did all the things. So hopefully that fixes it. My apologies to everyone. Of course, Ed, thank you for carrying on and running things while I was away. I don't know what happened. Same setup I always use every single week. For some reason this week it decided it did not want to work. But hopefully the reset has fixed it. I see we've got a new member and a super chat. I'll get to those in just a second. But Fish Guy Nick says, I've got a 2.5 gallon setup with small bubble filter, heater, and light. It's got good leaf litter, plants, and some driftwood. Would it be okay for a few cherry shrimp? Absolutely. Assuming that all of the botanicals and everything have not lowered the pH too much and made it too acidic for some neochiridinas, definitely. The plus side is if the pH is too low for neos, you could probably just do chiridinas outright. But I would check that, and then depending upon the pH, you could definitely do some shrimp in there. 2.5 gallons or 2.5 gallons are probably, let me switch that around. My favorite thing to put in 2.5 gallons is neochiridinas or cherry shrimp. So definitely go for it. Sounds like an awesome little setup and very, very cool. And appreciate the question. Aquatic Aesthetics, Ed's local fish store down there near Chattanooga, Tennessee, has become a member. Welcome to the Fish Room Fever family. Rob, always in here showing support. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you joining the team. If you're anywhere near Chattanooga, go check him out. And then we have Melissa Jeswald. Good to see you, Melissa. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Says, I love your planted tanks behind you. My tanks have more plants than fish. Absolutely love the planted tanks. As Ed and I have talked about, we both had some issues previously in the hobby with trying to keep plants, and then, you know, you kind of progress through the hobby. We finally got on to how to keep plants, and everything just kind of took off for both of us. And so now pretty much every tank I have is planted. But very much appreciate the $5 super chat. Just appreciate you being here. It's always good to see you. And keep up those planted tanks. Super awesome. I need to redo these. This one's not looking so great, as you can see. And then basically all the tanks need redone. But I've got some plans, and we're going to kind of vlog video the stuff as I move things. So I hope you all will enjoy that. But definitely going to continue to have lots of planted tanks. And then I feel like I missed this one because it's not showing up on any of my other screens, but it's on StreamYard. So thanks, StreamYard, for that. It was Pebble Creek Aquatics with the $1 super sticker. And I am assuming that was a pile of fertilizer. Thank you for that, Peplin. Appreciate you being here and appreciate the super chat, my friend. Eventually, we will have Bob Steenfott of Steenfott Aquatics showing up, hanging out. Not sure where he's at, but we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. I'm going to get back to the chat. That's as far up as I can go in the chat now that I've had to reset everything. So if you had a question or comment that you put in there and it was prior to that, if you'll just put @FishRoomFever and throw it in the chat again, I'll be happy to take that. We've got 121 people watching and 62 thumbs up. Very much appreciate the support. Welcome, everybody. If you're new, welcome to the little Fish Room Fever family we've got going on. And if you've been here before, glad to have you back. Good to see you all. Lots of familiar faces in here. Roll on through.
Know what, James?
Yes, sir.
There's an event popped, and I haven't told you about it.
Okay.
And I've already assumed that you're going to go because I don't know if you're going to get a choice. But a couple people sent this to me. This is Tom Patterson gave me the best information on it, though. So I'm going to go with his. He said the Ohio swap. It's going to be going on in Cleveland, or not in Cleveland, in Cincinnati. It's the Aquarium Society, the GCAS. And it's going to be March 13th from 11 a.m. to 2 at the Doubletree Suites by Hilton. So I don't know if it's, I guess maybe Hilton bought Doubletree? Because I don't think it would be the Doubletree next to Hilton. Oh, well.
I don't know.
Nevertheless, Admission is $3, and we have to wear masks. And they're going to check our temperatures on our foreheads. They're going to make sure that everybody is good and going in this place. They're going to have hand sanitizer. They're just going to make sure everything's good to go. But I thought that would be a pretty neat event to go in. Cincinnati's not too far away, really, for us.
Absolutely. No, that would be a blast.
That's probably 4 hours north of you.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. If you want to go, I'm definitely along for the ride. So just let me know. Always happy to get out and do some fishy events. And great thing is now that you've hit your 1,000 subscribers, you'll be able to live stream from your phone while we're there. So y'all will get some extra footage. We get to get up there.
Or on the way.
Yeah,
Sometimes
absolutely.
It's almost more fun just being stupid on the way.
Most definitely. We've had a lot of fun doing those as we drove around this side of the country to different fish events. We've got Paul Sotero says, James finally put fish into the 20 long that wouldn't cycle. I'm glad you got some fish in there. I'm glad it finally cycled, Paul. Episto Hong Sloy, I know I messed that up. Cory Melani, which are false bandits, are in now, and a school of brown pencilfish waiting in quarantine. Sounds like it's going to be awesome, Paul. I'm glad to hear that. And again, I'm really glad you finally got that thing to cycle for you. I know it was being a pain in the backside.
That's awesome.
All right. Chat jumped on me. Let me roll on up back here. I see lots of highlighted stuff. And there we go. Aquatic Dan the Man, what's going on? Says, I wish I could join as a member, but I have found, or I have been furloughed, then fired from my job. But have set up an Aquatics YouTube with 1 subscriber so far, inspired by you and KG Tropicals. Aquatic, I appreciate the sentiment, but I will say, and I have said many times, as much as I really appreciate the super chats of the members and the support, I would never want anybody to do it if it negatively impacted them financially. I just appreciate you being here, appreciate you subscribing and hanging out with us and hitting that thumbs up button. I know things are rough. I really, really do. You all have been amazing in supporting me, and I can definitely understand not being able to do something but wanting to support someone. So I understand that. Very cool. You've got a YouTube channel. I'm going to have to check that out. And that is a huge compliment to me to be lumped in on that inspirational group along with KG Tropicals. Little old me who's not been around for a long time, and 2,400 subscribers, which I'm blessed to have 2,400 of you all that have subscribed. Thank you for that. That means the world to me. So very much appreciated, Aquatic Dan the Man.
I just put a link. I should have typed something nice, but I've got a cat on my left hand. I think I just put a link to his website.
Awesome. Thank you.
Or to his channel. And I was subscriber number 4.
Very nice. Kimberly Bryant says, sound better now. All right, perfect. I think it was also picking up from the other microphone earlier. Glad we got that worked out and we're using the fancy mic. Paul Stero saying the same thing. Roll on down here. Brienne's Fish Fam says, got any room for one more Fish Fam sticker? I can send you one. Absolutely. I've always got room for more. We've got the bottom line here. Then I've got some up top that I'm working on. But always room for more stickers. Oddball's got to run. Oh, sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Well, we're talking Brienne. I'm going to be making some new stickers also soon. And as soon as they come in, we'll make sure we send you one. And I don't know if James is too busy because he's been a pretty busy guy. But she's asked us a couple times to be a guest on her show. So yes, hopefully next time you want to do it, let me know, and we'll set a date.
So I'm working on being a guest on several people's. I've got Eric again at Furloughs Aquatics, in case anybody wasn't in here when I mentioned that. I'll be on Furloughs Aquatics as a guest tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. I'm working on getting on Rico stands, and then, like you mentioned, Brienne. Also, Amy at Sand Creek Aquatics 2 has asked us to be on, so we're going to be on there as well. So I'm going to try and message Steenfott and see what's going on. And give him a hard time. We'll just ask him if he's coming. All right. So we'll see if he answers that. Let's roll on through here, not to keep everybody waiting. There was Aquatic Dan the Man.
Just said we need some Tennessee Fish Mafia stickers. That is actually the shirt that I'm going to be making. So, or not the shirt, the sticker. Eventually, I'm going to get the shirt, but the shirt might cost me a lot of money, so I need to wait till I'm a little better off. Might be paying for a whole new transmission here soon, so things might be a little slow for me for a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry, James.
Oh, you're good. I'm working out getting Bob the link here. Edgarea says, what tank mates can you put in with Oscars? Ed, you want to take that one?
Oh, boy. Big things. I've never had an Oscar in my life, so I'm probably not the best guy to ask. But Oscars, I think they'll eat anything smaller than their mouth. Will they eat a Synodontis?
I've had decent luck with the Synodontis. Also, I have found that Jack Dempsey's work well when they're bigger, not when they're little. You know, it depends on the size of the Oscar. Be size appropriate or size proportional with your tank mates. But I've got some Jack Dempsey's that lived with Oscars for quite some time and are doing.
You know, a great guy to ask or watch his videos and just look at his tanks is Daniken, Kenny and Danny from Daniken Aquatics. They have a tank behind them with 2 giant Oscars. Well, I don't know if they're giant, but big Oscars with a whole mess of other stuff. But there must be something like programmed in the cichlids' minds not to eat the Synodontis, unless it's just those little spikes they got. But I mean, you can throw Synodontis in with any of your Africans because they come, I guess, from the same water, right, James? Is that the deal? And they just, I mean, some of the Synodontis need the Africans to put their eggs with them.
Right.
I mean, they're just naturally together. So something's in their head. And so Synodontis make great, bottom feeders for your cichlid tank.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I'm a huge pleco guy. So you can do I'm assuming you've got a nice big tank for the Oscar. You could also do a Gibiceps pleco. It's something a little different. They get bigger, but it's not a common pleco. So I've got some of them in there as well. I have also done Bichers or Bashirs, Bikers, Bickers, however you would prefer to say it. Done them as well once they get a little bit bigger. Again, making sure things are size appropriate to the proportions of the Oscar's mouth, because you don't want them slurping those guys up like noodles. All right.
Yeah, do Synodontis go all right with South American cichlids?
I think so. I feel like yes.
Just
yeah.
never really thought about it.
No, and I'm trying to think of all the different tanks I've had set up and if I've done that before. And I don't know for sure that I have. But I think so. I feel like yes. All right, let me get in here. Sorry, the technical difficulties at the beginning kind of threw me off. Fresh Aquatics says, hey, Fishy fam, just hopped on. Thank God I caught Fish Room Fever stream. Sadly, I missed KG, though. I appreciate you being here, Fresh Aquatics. Yeah, that's one of the downsides to going after KG Tropicals is I end up missing the back half of their stream a lot. But appreciate you being here. Joseph Voss says, the Zebra Danio that I have with the dislocated jaw, it somehow healed on its own. That is awesome. He had asked us in one of the previous streams about trying to get the thing to eat. It was, having problems eating with that dislocated jaw. So I am glad that worked itself into place, because more often than not, it seems like, those fish just don't survive a lot of the time. Dan DeMan says, honestly, this is the first time watching your live stream, but have watched your videos and trying to binge watch to catch up. LOL. That's all I can do in the UK. Well, I appreciate it. I very much do. I hope you enjoy it, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for that.
Very cool.
Danny Wesh says, I have a personal mission to create Spider-Man shrimp through crossbreeding, red and blue stripes, maybe a touch of white. I think that's a possible endeavor over a few years. So we're going to do this again, but at least you can hear me. So I'm going to carry on, and I'll deal with that in a second. So I would say, I think so. studied some shrimp genetics, but not nearly as much as, let's say, like LRB and some other people that are really into shrimp. I feel like it's going to be tough, and I feel like the hardest part is going to be getting them consistent. Getting 80% minimal to actually call them a line. But I'm one of those people that's up for trying anything. I would say give it a go and see how it works out. I might go to some shrimp-specific channels. And now we're on this camera, but we're going to fix that and go back to the other camera because that was horrible.
Mark Shrimp.
The other camera. Yeah, Mark Shrimp.
Rob at Flips Aquatics. He hasn't made a video for a long time, but I bet you if you would, there's probably a way to contact him, like through email, even off his website. He might be able to give you some hints because he really knows his stuff too.
Absolutely. All right. So my other camera just no longer exists now, apparently. So I guess we're stuck on this camera. That's going to be fun because I have two screens, so I'm used to everything being under this camera. But we'll swap things around and we'll make it work. Pictures going to be horrible quality. I'm blaming Bob Steenfott. See, I asked Bob to come on, and everything just goes down the gutter. So let me move my chat over to this screen so I'm looking at you all. Ed, I won't be seeing what you're doing, but at least we'll kind of be more in focus here. Hopefully this is not, it's horribly blurry. It's god-awful. I'm going to have to try and fix that at some point. But no, Danny, I think that would be awesome, and I say give it a go.
I could email you. I could mail you one of my cameras tomorrow if you want.
I don't know why it's doing this. Like it had been fine, and then it's goofy. But I don't know. I may take you up on that. I may just smash this thing with the hammer. We'll just do a video of beating the camera with a hammer.
The thing I don't like about mine is I think they've got the built-in microphone. So I don't know if...
And this one does too, but it bypasses to my good mic. I can fix that setting, assuming that things actually show up as existent. That's going to drive me nuts. I apologize for the camera quality on the built-in camera here. But we're going to roll with it. We're going to get to questions. There was the Oscar question. KG, roll on down here.
Can I go back to that shrimp thing?
Absolutely, buddy.
I would love to see the Spider-Man shrimp. I think that'd be super cool. But even LRB, he won, I think, it all with the purple shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he has purple shrimps today just because they're so hard to keep straight.
Yeah,
and it just wasn't, I mean, we might be wrong. Maybe he still had a tank. I just haven't seen it there. But it might just, you might get it for a while and try to enter in as many shows and try to win some stuff. But it just might not last forever. It might just be a lot of work always calling them.
Definitely. Absolutely. And sorry, I'm going to be looking over here a lot, I'm sure, because Ed is over here. Chad is over here underneath the camera. But MedCal74M says, I have a 72-gallon tank that I just converted from Mbuna to community. Best way to convert from the FX6 and 406 to sponge filters, or should I keep the 406? I will say, generally speaking, the best filter is the one that you already have. As much as I absolutely love sponge filters, I'm not going to advocate that you need to just scrap your other filter setup and switch to sponges. I would run what you've got already. I think you'll do perfectly fine with that. And no reason to invest money in a new filter when you've got filters that already work. So just run with that. On down here. Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
If you want, though, you can always add a sponge filter and just let it, grow in there. And then, like, for your next tank, you can pull it out and put it in your next one.
Definitely. And I've got a lot of tanks that I do that in. I keep lots of extra sponge filters running in places, so I always have one I can move into a tank to help the cycling process. Brady Wilson says, LRB gave us a shout out. That's how I ended up here. Awesome. I love Lucas. He's an awesome guy. We've been to his place a couple times. He's been on here before. And I've got his Exodon Paradoxus or his bucktooth Tetras just in the other room in the hallway tank setups.
Well, so I've got his fish right there.
I've got a bunch of guppies and stuff from him too. Those Exodons, though, will be moving into this tank behind me here as soon as we get the 110 set up to move these angelfish into and convert that from salt to fresh and all that wonderful stuff. This is really bothering me with the camera. I do apologize, you all. Okay, there's Aquatics. Bob, I appreciate you for the 99-cent super sticker, dropping that dollar pile of fertilizer. And see, I'm so used to going to this camera that I popped it that way. So we're going to do another one this way. And it's going to get all over the laptop. But I appreciate that. Kaler's Aquatics. Good to see you, Bob. I hope you're doing well. You
said fertilizer, and Nico, who's sitting right in front of me, just ripped one and almost made me pass out.
Oh,
my eye, this eye is literally watering.
Goodness gracious. Peggy Sister Rena coming by to say hello. So sorry I'm late. I get to watch you guys. Appreciate you being here, Rena. Rebecca Jackson says, can different colored mystery snails breed? Got my first clutch this morning. Absolutely. I have seen a lot of different colors mix and match and get a lot of different things come out of mystery snails. So if you're wanting a very specific color, I would say keep just those in there. I haven't studied the genetics on them nearly as much as like bristlenose plecos. So I don't know quite how the recessives and all that work with the mystery snails. But I will say I've come up with some not new things to the hobby, but colors I didn't have before or variations that I did not have shown up through eggs via having mixed mystery snails. Roll down through here. Oh, there's Steenfott. What's going on, Bob? How are you?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I'm having all the technical difficulties in the world today, so just bear with me. But you and Ed will be good, even if I drop off the face of the planet again.
Is one of those difficulties not sending me the stream link?
So I did send the link, but I sent it on Skype, and I'll tell you why I sent it on Skype. I sent it on Skype because the times you've had me on your channel, which I do appreciate, you've always had me voice or video call you through Skype. So that you can integrate me into your stream. And so I'm like, okay, so I sent it on Skype and wasn't aware that you didn't go through the messaging on there. So my apologies for that.
Yeah, so this was a weird string of events that happened here. So you told me at 5:10 that you're streaming in an hour and 20 minutes.
Correct.
And so I was like, oh, 6:30 my time. And then 6:30 my time came and I was like, you never sent me the link. So I'm like, what? So I opened YouTube. And right there on the main page, I saw what I thought was your stream. So I clicked on it. Mm-hmm. And it said going live in 1 hour, but it was Chattanooga's
yes
thumbnail. It looks exactly like yours. So I was like, oh, he just told me the wrong time. So then I started making dinner. And then you messaged me like, are you coming on? So like I just pulled my dinner. I got 3 steaks and eggs on here.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Awesome.
That looks amazing.
So, don't mind me if I'm eating.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm sorry I messed that up. But yeah, and the nocturnal feeding show, that was at one point on my channel, and we transitioned that over to Ed's many moons ago. So yeah, I could definitely understand that. But I appreciate you hopping on during your dinner after the
and there's already people chatting on us on over there. So I was like, okay, this is gotta wait an hour.
We've even had a couple people come in here and say, oops, I said hi on the other stream. But we're mostly just doing Q&A and hanging out and praying that my cameras don't get any worse because I'm already on the backup one. Delilah's Critter says, happy to say I officially uploaded my first video for Delilah's Critters last week. Plan to upload one every 2 weeks. Thanks for the advice from both of you. Saying just do it. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that is one of the biggest things. If you want to start a channel, is just get it out there and get the ball rolling on it. I'm sure you could probably.
So sorry to interrupt, but I don't use StreamYard. I don't have any chat coming up. Is it supposed to come up? Or I'm in private chat. Never mind.
You're in private, yeah.
There we go.
The chat on StreamYard will pop in there, but it's a little bit delayed. I actually go off the YouTube chat just because StreamYard it's a little bit laggy.
All right, then I will do the same.
Let's see here. And
what do you have on your hat there?
That's my logo, but you can't see it because of the green screen.
I like it.
I got you.
Yeah,
he's got a transparent head there in one spot.
I'm an airhead.
What? It looks
Bob got a hole in the head.
What type of technology do they have?
So
cool thing that lights up on my head.
Right. Well, I mean that's a serious case of hole in the head, though, Bob. You might want to work on that.
Well, that's definitely what 3 steaks a night will do to you.
True. Evan Rifkin says, first time watching it, is it always 2 of you or is someone a guest this week? So it is always Chattanooga Ed and myself. Steenfott Aquatics there is a guest this week. He's been on a couple times. He's a really awesome guy. Appreciate him coming on here, especially since things got screwed up and it's in the middle of his dinner now.
Well, I was like, I got an hour. I got time to make dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Matt or Apollo, welcome to the team. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Fish from Fever family. Hope you enjoy the behind the scenes content and the members only emojis in the chat and on the comments. Thank you very much. Rico Stan was answering, says we're a team, so we do an hour here and then we do an hour on Ed's channel on Thursdays, and we stream together on this channel every Saturday. Absolutely. Kaler's Aquatics, Bob is throwing that $1 puke emoji. We've made him sick, probably from all the camera issues and the back and forth. Thank you for that, Bob. I don't know what's going on because like my webcam doesn't even exist. This is, I think, John at KG Tropical's worst nightmare. It's just all sorts of technical difficulties.
No,
hopefully there's not an. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully there's not an echo, because I know for the longest time that haunted him with the echo.
Oh, gosh. Poor guy.
All right, I'm gonna roll on down here. Matt or Apollo throwing a $5 super chat says sunken belly tips for electric blue acaras. Unfortunately, my whole community tank got it. API, General Cure, and CChem Paragard. 3 weeks going, 14 fish affected.
Well, I just salt.
Yeah.
That's all I use is salt for sunken belly. And I feed a lot.
Now, do you do the higher protein foods when you're doing that heavy feeding to try and work on that?
Yeah. Oh, and I also have the flake food that has the dewormer in it that I use.
What's that, Cobalt?
It's just some brand on eBay.
Oh.
But I've had really good luck with it over the years.
Wow, that's awesome. And it's a flake.
There you go.
Yeah, there's oops, I got to turn this off.
I was just looking into getting some more flake. And I normally go for my main staple is Omega-1 red. But I've been thinking about also getting some of the Seabrum, Seachem. Seabrums, I'm drinking. Some Seachem and mixing it because it has a higher protein level. But I like the minerals and the vitamins in the other, so I thought I'd maybe mix them. But I wonder, what if you also mix the dewormer? Would there be enough stuff to kill the worm? Or maybe that should just be separate.
I always do salt. Like, I guess I'm old school. I love to go salt. The food was suggested to me by Charles Fish Tank, so I just can't remember what it is for the life of me. But I've had pretty good luck with it. I'll look it up and send you a message.
Awesome.
There we go. Absolutely. Great advice there. Could not agree more. And thank you, Matt, for that $5 super chat. Never required, but very much appreciated, my friend. And again, welcome to the channel. Hello, Aaron Samatel. Good to see you. I'll roll on through here. So many awesome people in here with that purple members badge. I know a lot of you all are getting close to that 1 year anniversary, and I want to say thank you as we roll into having memberships for 1 year. I very much appreciate you all.
It's pretty crazy, huh?
It is. It really is. I mean, like,
just how fast it goes.
That, and I never expected to have memberships. I keep looking over here because you all are on this monitor, and Chad is now under this horrible camera because the other one's not working. But I never expected to have memberships. So the fact that we've got all these people that are going on 1 year, just really a blessing, very humbling, and very much appreciated. TikTok Tropics says, speaking of cameras, what kind of camera is good for live streams? So I'm going to say not an Osdom, AUSDOM, even though that thing has done wonderfully well and it's done better than a lot of others I tried. For some reason now it's just not working. What I would say is if you were just getting started, use what you've got. So if you've got a built-in and that's all you've got and you can't really put the money into getting a webcam, go with that. You know, if you can throw $25 at an Amazon camera, then do that for a little bit of an upgrade. I mean,
Logitech makes some really nice ones, and they're pretty affordable.
Logitechs are probably what I would recommend as my go-to. They're not super pricey, but they're also not dirt cheap. But my first thing would be, if you can't, use what you've got. If you've got something reasonably good, and you can even, there's some different apps where you can actually use the camera from your phone, which would be better quality than this, to stream and use that as your webcam. So that's something else to look into, because most phones nowadays have really good quality cameras.
I'd like to just chime in real quick.
Yeah.
So I bought a Logitech C920 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm still using it. Sometimes I use my Sony A6600 when I'm feeling fancy, but rarely ever. And I would say that if you're going to live stream, you want to invest in lighting too. So lighting is very, very important.
Yes, definitely. Sorry, I was moving my plug while you were saying that in hopes that I can get my camera to work, because it's driving me nuts and it looks horrible. So let's see, maybe. But no, lighting is a huge, huge factor. Even if you just get some cheap lighting, again, it's still better than just the room lighting. Now I have no camera, so I'm just a talking bubble.
Nice.
But our man says, I just got my Black Samurai betta in the mail. I got him from KG Tropicals. That is awesome. Glad to hear that. Have any tips for me? This is my second time keeping a betta, or beta, but I don't know if hybrid bettas are more sensitive. I would say go with the standard tips. I mean, I see that Lisa from KG was in here. All of the things that Lisa has recommended, because I know that you listen to John and Lisa at KG Tropicals as well. Nothing really special to the best of my knowledge with the Black Samurais. Just your standard. You want to make sure that you've got enough space and temperature and all those things. And I know not to keep it in a cup, R-Man. But no real special sensitive things for them that I am aware of. Do either of you know of anything in particular for those?
No, super easy fish.
Yeah.
And next week, hopefully, we'll be having a beta, whatever expert here. So,
Absolutely.
Next week.
Definitely. Okay, we're just going to give up on the camera. We're just going to keep on rolling, though.
You're back.
All right.
You're back.
All right. Hey, I'm on this camera, too. Perfect.
Oh, man. Blew my headphones off.
Sorry. I moved the mic over here because I was on this one. Now I can move it back and get my chat and get back here. And life is good. Sorry about that, Bob.
We shouldn't have said anything. Maybe you would have picked his nose or something.
Yeah. No, I generally avoid doing that. But, stuff happens. Egarea says, can I use... oh, wow. That's weird, camera. I hope you've still got... Yeah, I give up. Can I use Morton natural salt crystals? Because when I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, they did not have the diamond crystals, solar natural salt crystals. I've not done that before. Bob, you've been doing salt a lot longer than I have. Have you ever done that?
Negative. I missed the question, though, so I'm just making that up.
Gotcha.
I just buy aquariums type salts.
Yeah,
what was the question? Because this could be pretty dangerous.
Right. So the question was, can I use Morton, and I'm assuming it's Morton instead of Moron, but Morton natural salt crystals, because when I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, they did not have the diamond crystal solar natural salt crystals. So have you used Morton natural salt crystals before? Or maybe it is Moron natural salt crystals.
Is this for a saltwater tank?
I don't believe so. I
believe okay, because you said you've never done saltwater before, so...
No, I've never done the natural salt before.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. I was like, whoa, you don't want to be dumping that in a saltwater tank.
Yeah, no.
No. But I don't know. Like, I buy salt from my supplier, and it's just regular kosher salt crystals. So they sell it in 40-pound bags. I've never bought at Home Depot, so I've never used those brands.
Absolutely. I would be scared to say try it without having done it myself or researched it more. So I would probably not do it myself, honestly. If you're trying to save a buck, there are a lot of other places you could do it aside from things that you might hurt your tank and your fish with. Collins, Critter Cave with the $5 super chat. Thank you for that. Colin says, a shout out to Merdul, and that's Merdul Singh, for his amazing music and being an amazing friend to the community. Triple hearts. Y'all can't see me doing the heart thing with my hands, but whatever. Thanks for being you, dude. Absolutely, Merdul. Thank you for being you. And thank you, Colin, for the $5 super chat. I'm going to give you the party popper, even though you can't see it. Natural
hear
Frame
it.
says 3 steaks. Bob doesn't F around. No, and Bob will have a steak for dessert, right?
Well, to be fair, I make 3. I eat 2, and then I split 1 in thirds for each of my 3 dogs.
There you go.
Oh.
That's awesome. Rico Stan with the $5 super chat says, I was swimming in a rainbow with a million babies and it was naked. Then I became the perfect smile. Dad, I don't want to die no mo. Rico, my guy, I love you. I can't wait to go hang out with you on your channel. Always a fun time talking to you. Thank you for the $5 super chat, and thank you for being a buddy. Very much appreciated. And Xanadu says, have snowcross antlers from you and white cross from LRB. Are they related? I have so many babies. May try crossing them. Thoughts? So I have the snowcrosses are actually the same strain that Fish Tank Barn has. And I do also have the LRB white crosses, but I got them from Tom Patterson, but they are the same strain as LRBs. And I have considered doing the same. So no, they're not. They're slightly different. But I've considered combining them as well. I don't really see a downside to it. They're really, really, really similar. I think that the white crosses from LRB have a little bit longer, almost leer on the tail, but I think they'd still be beautiful fish even if you mix the two. And I very well may do the same myself. Ed, Mr. Guppy guy there, any thoughts on that?
Well, I was just going to ask you, what's the difference? And you're saying that one just has a little bit longer wire tail or something, or what?
Yeah,
That's it. And they have the same pattern?
As far as I can see, for the most part, I mean, if you threw them in the same tank, it'd be hard to pick them back out individually and separate them again.
It's probably the same fish. We just name things different all across the country.
Absolutely.
You know, so, I mean, if they're both inlers, that's probably cool. Maybe you'll help your DNA in your mind. Or maybe they'll just all die.
Oh, I hope not. I don't think that'll happen.
I think it'll be fine. Only help.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to consolidate things and you need to do that for the sake of fish keeping, if you will, go for it. I really don't see a downside to it.
Yeah, like here with the Santa Maria inlers that Dan from Get Gills has, he sent, or what, Bob bought a bunch of them. Bob Kaler, not this Bob, but he bought a bunch of them, and they started getting the longer lyre tail, and he actually sent those back to Dan just so Dan could freshen up his DNA and stuff, and he had no problem mixing them in with his. Just throwing that out there.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness. All right. Got my chat back. John McKenzie dropping $1 pile of fertilizer on the stream. Thank you for that, John. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. I keep aiming these things at the camera, even though you all can't see them, but I very much appreciate that. I hope you're doing well tonight. And there's Lisa's from KG Tropicals. I don't know if she's still hanging around or not, but says, I'm here for the cat with a big heart smiley face. Hello, James, Ed, Bob, and everyone in the chat. Lisa, KG, thank you. If you are still listening, I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you and John do. And again, congrats on 300,000 subscribers. You all deserve it. And I love what you all do for the hobby and the community. So thank you for that.
She messaged me at the exact same time you did. She says, aren't you on James' stream? I was like, I thought so, but no one sent me a link.
Yeah, now I know. Just send it through Messenger. I was trying to be helpful, and I screwed up by sending it through Skype. So,
yeah, I don't keep programs open on my computer unless I'm using them.
I got you. Mike's Aquatics and Things with the $5 super chat with the dancing pair and the party hat on. Thank you for that, Mike. Always good to see you. Another longtime friend of the channel. Appreciate the support, buddy. Aquatic Dan the Man says, I go to Facebook and I find freebies, and yesterday got a free webcam. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the actual camera or if it's the ports, because I have different adapters because there are so many things that plug into the USBs on this setup. But I'm going to have to figure it out because this is not going to work going forward. But we'll get it fixed. And I appreciate the advice on that. Paul Stero says the iSight cameras on Macs are good. There you go. So if you're running a Mac, you're probably good with the built-in camera in terms of somebody was asking about camera for streaming. I do want to say
use the the camera on my laptop and it works great.
Yeah, this one is not great, as you all saw. And now we just have nothing. So at least we have internet, though. I don't know what was going on there. Bob, I did notice that you're almost at 50,000 subscribers. You're getting really close there. So congrats on that.
Been lurking around it for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully just a few more months.
Few more months. Somebody did ask if there was a link to your channel. I did put one in the description for Steenfott Aquatics. If you are here and you don't know who Bob Steenfott is, go check him out. He does an awesome show. He is actually he's one of the people that I watched before I ever did anything on YouTube. So it's super cool, like having him on. You know, John from KG's been on before. That always kind of I don't know. It's really inspiring to have people that I watched come on and hang out with me. It's really cool of you all to do that. So go check out Bob Steenfott if you happen to not know who he is. Link in the description, and also we'll make sure it's in the chat as well if you're here live with us.
Well, I always love coming on this show, one, because it's super fun, and you're one of the few YouTubers that I think actually care about the community and promote the community.
Well, I appreciate that.
There's not a lot, like when you go to your website, I think it's like the first thing you show is like all the other streams, the other channels, and then it shows your product. So that's one of the reasons I always like you and support you and things like that. And sorry, I'm just looking around for a napkin.
Well, I appreciate that, Bob. I really do. And that's honestly why this all started was people wanted help, and I didn't really want to just give out my cell phone number and go, here, you can call me if you need something. So I kind of started doing the YouTube thing, and then people actually showed interest in it. And I love the community. So that means a lot to hear that from you. I really do appreciate that.
Now, Bob has another channel, though.
He does.
He used to have the gaming one that I absolutely loved because nobody knew about it. We just had a lot of fun. And it was kind of fun trying to heckle Bob, and he never fell for it, but it was still fun to do. But do you what's the name of your camping channel or hiking or outdoors? How would you describe it?
It's definitely right now strictly camping, but once we get some nicer weather, there'll be some more hiking. But it's just Get Outdoors. So if you search Get Outdoors, it should be the first one that pops up.
Very nice. We'll get a link for that in here as well. And a huge thank you to the moderators. You all do an amazing job each and every week, and I cannot thank you enough. You do what you do for free and oftentimes without a thanks. So very much appreciate everything you all do. I don't want you to think I ever take you all for granted. We'll roll on through here.
Dropped a deuce on you.
Absolutely.
That'll happen.
So I
sent me some stickers and I can't find them. I put them somewhere really good. I want to put them behind the wall. So perhaps eventually you're going to be up behind me as soon as I find them.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Go ahead,
I'm going to grab a couple things real quick because we've got 5 minutes left, and then we're going to go over to Chattanooga Ed's channel for the Nocturnal Feeding Show, feeding your late night hobby hunger. And then Bob can actually eat in peace, I think. But Fishy Biz says, what's up? Actually, it's Fishy Biz, so he said, what's cracking? But good to see you, Fishy Biz. Our man says, what foods help make Cory, Catfish, and Neon Tetras to spawn? So I say this with absolutely no scientific proof whatsoever, but I have found that feeding high protein and meaty foods, I feed a lot of frozen brine shrimp and bloodworms to most things when I'm trying to spawn them to help with egg production, amongst other things, tends to help. And I have seen good results with it. Not scientifically proven by me, but that's, in my experience, what has helped with me. Gentlemen?
When my dad used to sell... like that was what my dad did in the 70s, was sell corridors all over Missouri and Kansas. And he would do rainwater to help kick them off too. I don't know if it worked. We didn't have any science or anything, but he had lots of eggs all the time. So he was doing the water, and that really helped a lot, I think.
Yeah, so I don't mean to interrupt.
No.
It's weird because there's like this lag, and like so it looks like you're done talking, but then you're still talking in my ear. So, but anyways, the super secret is live black worms if you can get those, and then just do big cold water changes. And if you do it like during a rainstorm, it'll also help out, and they'll always spawn. It's super easy.
And that has to do with the barometric pressure with the rainstorm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do a lot of that with the piranha breeding. So absolutely.
When it comes to neon tetras, that's a whole nother ball game right there. Do you guys know anything about those? I saw Mark's Aquatics, I think. It's the guy from Ireland, I think, or Scotland or somewhere. He breeds a lot of different small fish, and he has a whole thing on it, and it was amazing.
That's Mark's Shrimps Tanks, unless he's changed his name.
Nope, it's not the Mark Shrimp.
Oh, it's the other one. The other one. Yeah. I always feel bad. I always forget about that one.
Yeah, I think the two don't like each other either, but I don't know. I didn't say that.
One's from Ireland and one's from Scotland. That's probably why.
And people get them mixed up. But they're both good. I mean, they both have a ton of information. So.
Absolutely. So I see one more question here in the form of a super chat. I'm going to grab that and the other two super chats, and then we're going to wrap this up. Matt or Apollo, I'll say another thank you to you for the super chat, but I do want to let you know, not required. If you have a question, you can put at Fish Room Fever, and we will still get to it that way. But I'm not complaining a bit. If you want to throw money at me, very much appreciated, but not required. Says, what salts do you use for parasites, Bob?
I just, like I said, mine comes in a 40-pound bag. There's no name brand. It just says kosher and something. I'm sure there's a name brand on it somewhere, but I have no idea what it is. But if you just make sure, one, it's not table salt, but in kosher is just like a go-to. You know it's safe.
Absolutely. And we had Pepler Creek Aquatics with the $1. Oh, let me do that. Pepler Creek Aquatics with the $1 super chat. I'm dropping another pile of fertilizer on there. Thank you for that, Peplin. And last but definitely not least, Fishy Biz Aquatics, my guy. Again, congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Says, what's cracking? A wealth of fishy info. One of these days, Fishy, you and I are going to get together. We'll meet up at an event somewhere. And I'm going to get that Fishy Biz towel from you, by God. I've been waiting like a year now. I'm going to get it sooner or later, but I appreciate you, Fishy Biz. Good to see you. And again, congrats.
James, if we go to the ACA in St. Louis, he's from ACA. He's from St. Louis. So,
nice.
I was talking to him yesterday in a different stream, and we'll definitely hook up with him then.
That will be awesome. I know there are some questions that we did not get a chance to answer. I would definitely encourage you to bring those over to the Nocturnal Feeding Show, which is going to be starting in about a minute as soon as we get this wrapped up. We'll have a link in the channel so you can head on over there. It will be Ed and myself again. We're going to kind of switch gears a little bit. Ed will have some things to talk about. We'll still be taking Q&A, though. I mean, we love doing Q&A and trying to help out as best we can. If you haven't gone and checked out Bob Steenfott, go check out Steenfott Aquatics. So for me, I being the little guy, and I'm calling myself the little guy because I know you don't think of me that way. But for me, someone that's a fan of yours, Bob, it doesn't occur to me a lot of times that somebody may not know who you are if they're here. I'm like, it's Steenfott. Of course they know Steenfott if they're hanging out here. But if you made it here, maybe you came over from KG, you're not familiar with Steenfott Aquatics, go check him out. I know you don't like to plug it a whole lot, but you also have your online store. When and are you shipping fish currently? And
no ETA.
Okay, no ETA.
Months. We'll just say months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to be the same way. Like I'm live streaming and people are like, who's Aquarium Co-op? I would always message Cory and be like, this guy didn't know who you were.
Oh, gotta love it. But yeah, go check out Steenfott Aquatics. Come hang out with Chattanooga Ed and myself for the Nocturnal Feeding Show. Of course, a huge thank you to all the members, moderators, the lurkers, the listeners, the questioners, commenters, and the replay crew. I appreciate you all. Love this community. Turn it over to Ed for his final thoughts and words there.
Yeah, guys, don't be afraid to get your hands wet. Keep those tanks clean. Final
thoughts, Bob?
Keep your sleeves dry and your dreams wet.
There you go.
That's so much cooler.
Absolutely. And until next time, keep your fish healthy, keep yourselves healthy, catch yourself a little fish room fever. Take care, everybody.